Hi there, good morning, it's Kath on my Kath Routledge, the Relaxation Coach Facebook page. So coming live for the free sessions that I'm doing on Tuesdays and Thursdays up until Easter. So 10:30 at the moment. Should things change after half term, I will change the time because I still want to be running these, because I think children, this is something that children will benefit from. Regardless of whether we're in a lockdown or not. And I think it's all about kind of just teaching children and adults as well tools and techniques to help themselves in those tricky moments. Yoga is something I've practiced for a very long time now, something I've always come back to at those points where things have got tricky, but it's something I love. It's that kind of that stillness, that peace, that quiet, kind of noticing how I'm feeling, how I am, and keeping me flexible as well. So lots and lots of bonuses to practicing yoga. For those of you who are catching up later on, welcome. And for those of you who are watching over on YouTube, obviously I'm putting this on Facebook. So when I'm saying hello to Tasha, Josh and Lucy, who are watching at the moment, please bear with this. I haven't kind of quite sussed out how to edit videos to the point that I can cut out the chit chat at the beginning, but I think that's part of you kind of getting to know me as well. So it's great to have people here. And yeah, we're going to do some gentle yoga, a little bit of mindfulness, some breathing, and then the relaxation. And today's relaxation is called Wonderful White Light. Again, my friend Nikki has kindly let me read books from her little book of relaxations, and I'm kind of almost ready to go live with my book of positive relaxation messages for children. I'm just waiting for the final proof to be done, and then I'll be talking about that. And I've got a couple of other meditation books in the pipeline as well, all about kind of supporting mental health and well-being through yoga, mindfulness, relaxation, breathing. So as always, the yoga is going to be very gentle, very kind of chair-based. So don't need any equipment for this, don't need a yoga mat. I've wanted to keep it very simple, simply because when teaching yoga, it's good to be able to see what people are doing. So if I keep it as easy as possible, I'm hoping that it's possible to follow. So I think I'll get started. So we'll take a mindful moment, I think, just to start with, just to kind of settle ourselves into the session. Just taking that moment, forget about everything going on around you right now, forget about your day, your week, this year so far, and just take a moment to settle in and focus on your breathing just for a moment. So just noticing your in-breath, noticing your out-breath. Maybe closing your eyes if that feels right for you to do, or looking down to the floor, just not staring at anything too intently. Kind of not focusing on anything in particular. And just take a deep breath in. And then as you breathe out, just feeling yourself becoming calm and peaceful inside. And just say quietly to yourself, I am calm and peaceful. I am calm and peaceful. And I think that's just a nice little phrase that we can use in those times when maybe we're not feeling calm and peaceful. It's possible to kind of trick the brain into thinking we're something we're not. So if we're feeling a bit angry, a bit hot-headed, just to repeat over and over again, I'm calm, I'm peaceful, I'm calm, I'm peaceful. We'll soon start to believe that in ourselves. So moving on to the gentle yoga, just sitting nice and straight in seated mountain pose. So feet on the floor, nice straight back, straight spine. Imagining we've got a thread running through our spine. I mean, I know our spines aren't totally straight, but kind of just sitting up as straight as we can. And imagine that thread's coming out the top of our head, whatever that thread is. I talk about a golden thread. You might have a blue thread or a red thread. That's fine. But just imagining that's pulling us up nice and tall. So we're sitting nice and tall, kind of relaxing our shoulders a little bit, hands on our thighs, and just maybe closing our eyes again just to settle into this posture. So seated mountain, if we were standing, we'd have our feet firmly on the floor, our hands by our side, kind of engaged. So a bit of strength, pushing our arms down towards the floor. But if we want to rest them on our lap, that's fine to do so. Just taking a moment to connect with our breath. Just breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. And then some gentle neck circles. So starting off tucking our chin into our chest and just drawing little circles. So imagine we've got a pencil coming out of our chin and we're just drawing circles in one direction, just warming up this area. Circles going the other way. Doing this both ways, and I think I focus quite a lot on the shoulders and the neck area when we're doing these sessions, mainly because we are a lot of us are sat at computers. We might be doing our home learning at a computer, and sometimes we're not, our posture goes a bit out. So kind of keeping the shoulder area, just doing a little bit of movement stops that tension, because we want to encourage blood flow into this area so our muscles don't get tense, because once that happens it starts to feel a bit uncomfortable. And I know for a fact that kind of just by doing these shoulder exercises every day, I kind of sometimes have problems in my left shoulder, but just practicing these is really, really helping. So I get benefits from doing these sessions as well. So we're going to pop our hands on our shoulders and just draw some circles, and this is really kind of getting into the shoulder blades, circling in one direction, and just to make it a little bit of fun, because we like to have fun as well, and then circles going the other way. But always, when we practice yoga, it's a personal practice, so we do what works for us. If something doesn't feel right, we don't do it, we adapt it. It's really important, I think, that we don't push ourselves too far. Our bodies can only do so much. Then we're going to circle one at a time, so one elbow at a time, so like we're swimming, so just really loosening up that area. But it's like anything, I think sometimes we want to better ourselves when we're practicing things like this, but I think with yoga, the great thing is always listening to our body. Some weeks things might feel perfect, some weeks they might not feel so good. And that's how it is. So we're going to go backwards now. Some postures we find easy one week and maybe find a bit tricky the next, and again that's fine, as long as we're listening to ourselves and we're not pushing our bodies too far, because we definitely don't want to be hurting ourselves. And now for the fun. So see if we can get one elbow circling in one direction and the other elbow at the same time circling in the other direction. So just to add a little bit of fun to this. And then swapping over, so I've got to think about that now. So I'm getting my left elbow circling forwards and my right one going backwards. When I'm looking at this, I'm not sure that I'm doing it right, but I'm just going to go with it, because it doesn't matter. It's all about, we're just moving, making ourselves a bit more flexible. And then just relaxing, giving a little wriggle of our shoulders. And then we're going to just do a stretch up to the ceiling. So reach for the stars, maybe look up towards our hands, take a breath and breathe out. If it's comfortable breathing in and out through your nose, just encouraging you to do this, but if it isn't, just coming back to your usual breathing. So breathing in and breathing out. And then we're just going to lean over to one side. So just both arms are still kind of straight, stretching up. And then we're going to let the arm nearest the floor drop down, so we get a deeper stretch on our side. So we're not trying to touch the floor with this hand, we're just stretching down. It's like we're trying to pick up a bag while reaching an apple. We're reaching for an apple on a tree, so just getting that stretch and then swapping over. We'll go over to the other side and then drop the arm that's lowest to the floor and stretch the upper arm. Again, trying to reach an apple from the tree. That's just over our, getting my words twisted here. And then reaching down to pick up a bag. Just using our imagination. And then one more time up. And then arms down. And then a twist. I like doing twists because twists are great for our digestion. So if we have problems with our digestion, twists are brilliant to support that, and also great for giving our internal organs a gentle massage. So I'm sat on a chair with a back, so I'm going to just put one hand, kind of hold on to the back of the chair, because I'm going to use this to kind of pivot my body around. If you're not sat on a chair with a back, you can pop your hand either on your lower back or on the seat behind you. So I'm going to take the other hand. So my right hand is holding the chair, my left hand is here. Hello. And I'm going to put that on my knee, on my right knee. I'm going to take a breath and sit up nice and tall. And then as I breathe out, I'm kind of going to just use the back of the chair to pivot my upper body. Kind of shoulders, trying to keep our shoulders straight as we twist. And just taking a breath as we hold this twist. We might take another breath and see if we can twist a tiny bit further. But again, always listening to our bodies, because that's really important. We need to look after ourselves. We need to take care of ourselves. And that's really important. And then coming back to centre. Taking a breath as we're sitting in the centre. And then swapping sides. So my left hand's going to hold the back of my chair. My right hand on my left knee. I'm going to take a breath and sit up nice and tall. And as I breathe out, just kind of using the back of the chair to kind of pivot my body. So my shoulders are facing the other way. I might hold this for breath. Then just maybe breathe in and breathe out and sink a little bit deeper into the stretch. It's all about our breath. I think when we're doing any of these postures, if we want to sink a little deeper, just focus on the breath, breathing in, and on the out breath, we can maybe go that little bit deeper into the stretch. And this is something that does absolutely come with practice, and that is why I am repeating quite a lot of the exercises, because the more we do them, the more they're going to become ingrained in our minds, and we'll remember to do them. And our body starts to recognise them, and we notice progression. We notice that we might twist a little deeper. When we're doing the side stretch, we might lean a little further. And as I said before, some weeks we might find that stretch doesn't go so far, but that's fine. I think never push it. We never want to push ourselves too hard when we're doing yoga. So we're going to do a little back bend now. So for a back bend, we're going to do a gentle seated cobra. So all we're doing is putting our hands either, I think we can do this on the back of the chair or on the chair behind our bottom, and kind of just put our weight into our hands and look up above the screen. What we don't want to be doing is tilting our kind of chin too much so we're stretching our neck. That's not the aim of this. We're kind of keeping our chin tucked into our chest a little bit, and we're kind of putting our weight into our hands as we're leaning backwards and just getting a tiny bit of a back bend. And then to flow into a forward fold or a child pose, just kind of coming out of that and resting our hands either on our knees, or there might be a table in front of us, and just resting our forehead down. And just taking a breath as we hold this position. That's just a lovely kind of, we're going backwards and forwards. So we're doing a counter pose, so the back bend and then the forward fold. So pretty much in this very short yoga practice, our spine has worked incredibly hard. We've kind of gone from one side to the other side. We've twisted our spine. We've gone backwards. We've gone forwards. Amazing how such a gentle practice can have such an impact. And we've given our internal organs a bit of a massage while having a little stretch as well. So I hope you enjoyed that little bit of yoga, a little bit of stretching. And it's great to do it chair-based, because obviously we are sat a lot and we're kind of trying to do our schoolwork, our home learning, and a lot of that is on the computer. So it's nice to be able to take a break at different points just to have that little stretch. And especially, as I said, about the shoulder areas. And as we get older, grown-ups included, we might be on our phones a little bit too much. So again, we're kind of hunching forwards a little bit, and we don't want that to happen. We want to be proud when we're kind of standing up, kind of shoulders back, chest proud, and just giving our shoulders some love. And just those little circles, one way or the other way, is encouraging blood to flow to those muscles, and those toxins can be washed away. The toxins are the things that are going to give us that tension. So I don't know if you can hear my music, but I've always got my music playing. But I'm going to turn that off. And what we're going to do is a mindful listening exercise. So if you're happy closing your eyes for this, either close your eyes or just kind of look down to the floor, look down to your lap. Not focusing on anything in particular. We're just going to listen to the sound. And I just want you to close your eyes for this and just listen for the sound as long as you hear it, and then open your eyes when you can't hear it anymore. So let's give this a go. And then again. Amazing. So I just think the listening exercises are brilliant. It's always good to, I don't know, every now and then just take that break and listen to those sounds that you can hear outside, inside. It's amazing what you can notice. I think sometimes if I'm working in schools, for example, there might be a clock on the wall, but when I'm talking and when we're moving around, we don't always hear that. But when we get really quiet, we can really notice the clock ticking, and it sounds really loud. You might have a clock in your house where you can hear the tick-tock, or it might just be a case of noticing sounds in the garden. You might hear birds, you might hear dogs barking in the distance. There's so much going on, and I think a lot of the time we're so busy that we don't necessarily notice those different things. Okay, so the breathing, I'm just conscious of the time. I said these sessions were going to be about 20 minutes, but they're a bit longer. I'm going to use my breathing ball now. I love this. This is amazing, and just a great way to help us focus on our breathing, because I just want to talk a little bit about our breath. So when we're breathing, a lot of the time, we're breathing into the top part of our lungs, just because that's how we breathe. I think it's one of those things, if you see a baby breathing, babies breathe perfectly. You see their tummies rising and falling. But I think at some point we get a little bit lazy with our breath and we don't make use of the full capacity of our lungs. What we want to be doing with our breath is breathing deeply into our abdomen, into our stomach area, because it's those breaths that are the calming breaths. So if we're feeling a bit anxious, a bit worried, if we're feeling angry or mad or stressed or frustrated, whatever that emotion might be, it's those deep breaths into our tummy that can help us. So if this was my tummy, the in-breath, tummy expands, the out-breath, the tummy falls. And you might try this, either putting your hands on your tummy, so 2 hands on your tummy, and breathing in and breathing out. And breathing in and breathing out. If you're finding that the opening and closing of the ball is going a bit too slow, I was going to say too quick then. If it's too slow, just notice the ball and focus on your breath, and just breathe at a pace that's comfortable. This is comfortable for me. It might not feel comfortable for you, but what we're trying to do, as always, is slow down the breathing, because that's what's going to help us in those tricky moments. So breathing in and breathing out, breathing in and breathing out. If you don't have one of these, we can do this with our fingers. So we can pop our fingers together and we can breathe in as we open our fingers and breathe out as we close them. So this is just a nice way to adapt that. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. So that's another way to do that exercise. And I think also, if you're lying down, you could maybe have your fingers on your tummy. So you could pop your fingers together. It might just be your middle finger that meets on your tummy. And then you take a big breath in, and hopefully those fingers will part as you breathe in and come back together as you breathe out. So breathing in, doesn't matter if they only come away a little bit. They might come away a lot. And then breathing out, but just give that a go maybe. It's a great one to practice at bedtime for sure. So just noticing where we're trying to breathe deeply into our tummies, and that will help us with sleep. So wonderful white light is our relaxation. So just getting yourself comfortable for the story, and either closing your eyes or just softening your gaze. So when I say softening your gaze, that's all about not kind of staring at anything, not focusing on anything in particular. You might just half close your eyes if you don't want to close them fully, and just allow your body and your mind to relax. And we can do these relaxations either sitting or lying down. Just focus on your breath, breathing in and breathing out, breathing in and breathing out. Just allowing yourself to relax for the next few minutes as you listen to my voice. Nice, slow steady breaths, and you relaxing, feeling calm, feeling still. Just relax, relax. And now that you're starting to feel calm and still, I'd like you to imagine that you are surrounded by a beautiful white light. The white light is shimmering and sparkling. It looks so incredible and somehow gives you the feeling that you are completely loved. You feel safe and protected by this amazing white light. This white light is all around you, and when you take a deep breath in, you breathe the healing white light into your body and mind. This amazing white light can help take away any not so good feelings that you might have. It simply rubs them away like a magical eraser, leaving you with calm and happy feelings. We're going to see how it works. I'd like you to imagine the word anger. What colour is the writing? The word anger is in your mind, and the healing white light is going to rub it away. So imagine the shimmering white light entering your mind, making its way to the word anger. The bright white light surrounds your anger and takes it into its softness. And suddenly, your anger just disappears and you feel calm and safe and oh so happy. Now, I'd like you to imagine the word worries or pictures that represent your worries. Remember, you are safe. You are calm as you imagine the beautiful bright light surrounding your worries. Before you know it, your worries have gone. You feel amazing. You feel fantastic. Your worries have disappeared. And if they do come back, you know exactly what to do to get rid of them. And it makes you feel so good. You can use this exercise to get rid of any not so good feelings that you might have. If you feel sad or stressed or anxious or upset or scared, just imagine this amazing white light entering your mind and surrounding those words or pictures and gently rubbing them out until they completely disappear. Notice how it replaces them with a calm, happy feeling. This calm, happy feeling spreads around your whole body, filling you with energy and pure joy. This white light is yours, and yours alone, and it's with you always, looking after you, protecting you, helping you feel safe and loved. Just continue to enjoy the feeling of being safe and loved and bring these lovely feelings back with you as you slowly begin to stir. And then gently just moving your fingers and toes, having a stretch and opening your eyes if they were closed. So that brings us to the end of today's session. Can't believe it's week 3 already. I just wanted to share something with you. If you wanted to kind of do something a bit different in between times, I've written a book. You might know about it, you might not know about it, but I've written Yasmin Yogi and Phoebe B. So my book is all about yoga, mindfulness, breathing exercises and relaxation for children. So I've based my Yasmin Yogi and my Phoebe B on my children. So I have a Jasmine, but she didn't want to be known as Jasmine in the book, so we chose Yasmin. But I'd love to tell you a bit more about it. So if you're interested, just ping me a message and I can send you a link with some more information. But it's just a lovely little book. It's like a little class in a book. Lots of different exercises, so a little bit of yoga, a little bit of mindfulness and a relaxation at the end. I will read my relaxation from here. in another week, but I thought I'd just mention it because it's always good to share what I'm doing. So I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. I hope this has brought you a little bit of peace and calm into your day. Those on replay, I'd love to know what you think as well, so please feel free to put feedback. These sessions will stay, as far as I know. I don't think they get deleted from my page, but also my YouTube channel. I'm kind of, as soon as I finish this, I save it and then I upload it to YouTube, so it takes a little bit longer. But I hope you've enjoyed this, and I'll be back again Thursday at 10:30. Anyway, have a good couple of days. Take care. Bye-bye.